Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're well. Beginning of another week. As you recall, I released a video yesterday. This was the thumbnail for it, and it was all to do with a problem in Godstone, which is a village fairly near Gatwick Airport. It's off the junction before, and as you can see from the thumbnail, a bit of a disaster has, beholden the village with a complete road collapse. That is what that is. And it has been going on for months. There's some more pictures here. This is A Plus Supermarket. This has basically had to shut up shop. It's not been able to trade all the while this has been going on. Can you imagine it, having a business and you can't open the doors? This is, well, catastrophic to any business. There's another close-up at the damage there. And also, this was a main overhead shot that I was sent of exactly what was going on. Now, I've seen many comments on the video I did yesterday regarding what you perceive to have been the issue, what's caused it. And a lot of you have mentioned an awful lot of mining went on around that area over the past God knows how many years, and that does make perfect sense. But what I've got and what I want to share with you today is an email trail, because one of the things that's really apparent with all of this is the fact that nobody seems to want to be held accountable for what's going on. Nobody wants to take the blame. You look at A Plus Supermarket, they're going to be owed loads and loads of money because of what's gone on. And who's answerable to that? No one wants to hold their hands up and say, oh, it was me, Gov. The problem, obviously, is the road in the first place, the fact there's been a catastrophic collapse like that. But one of the other things as well, which is very self-evident, is the amount of time it's actually taken to put right. You know, this is the big thing. Anyway, let's have a look at these emails. This is the first one that I got from the person last night, because I immediately went back to him and said, well, what's the current state of play? Where are we? When's the road going to be open? And I got, dear Andy, they've been working on it since February, and the anticipated reopening is next month. We all appreciate it's a complex matter. However, openness and support are essential. My main issues are that businesses have not been given any real support. The December date is not certain. I'll show you a screen dump of that in a minute. Information is not transparent, i.e. SCC updates from regular public meetings with the agencies involved. And liability needs to be established. That is the thing that seems to be the trouble. There is a Facebook group here, which I'll have a look at, and we'll bring some of that to the attention with another time. But yeah, that's the email from my contact last night. And what they sent me was a PDF with an email trail, which I want to share with you all. Now, this is the next page. This came out, and this was by way of an update. Dear residents, we are writing to provide you with an update about the road collapse and the next steps. So there you go, road collapse. They've said it. We would also like to thank you for your patience and support during what has been a very challenging time. The road collapse and ongoing roadworks have been very disruptive for you and your family. While the road repair is ongoing, it's great news. The last 2 households will finally be able to return home. This brings to an end our role in this incident. Really? The final stages of the road repair will be led by Surrey County Council, working with the utility companies, with an estimated end date of December. Any further communication about the works will come from Surrey County Council. You should receive the attached leaflet with details about the following drop-in sessions. So there's a couple of drop-in sessions there that were dated in October. We will keep the Godstone residents' email inbox open until the road is fully open again. So if you have any further questions or need information about our services, you can contact us. If you are happy for us to pass on your contact details to Surrey County Council, please let us know. GDPR restrictions prevent us from sharing your details. with other organisations. While our formal role in this incident is now at an end, we would like to reassure you we are here to provide help and support where we can. Well, if you have a look at the date of that thing, September, and you saw what my contact says, this has been going on since February. So if you look February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, we're now 8 months in. And, if businesses have had to be closed all of that time, can they reopen again? Here's another one. Thank you for the update. I'm sure the residents and businesses will be greatly relieved when the high street reopens. I've been trying to obtain support for A+, the one business completely closed and with no income since February. This is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing right here. Has liability for the road collapse been established? It would seem reasonable for whoever is liable to pay compensation without further delay and to offer him assistance in preparation for possible reopening in time for completion of the work on the road collapse. There's a highlighted text there. Some time ago, I requested details via you from the utilities who dug up the road shortly before the collapse. Please, could you provide the information under the FOI Act? My understanding is that utility companies have a statutory right to provide highways with details of work, and highways has a statutory duty to keep records. I have a number of photos, and other residents can, I'm sure, provide additional information if required. While drop-in sessions may be helpful, to some, I understood that there would be a public meeting this month, as it is a multi-agency issue, and we have all faced months of extra time and cost due to the disruption. A public meeting would give Godstone residents and businesses an opportunity to ask questions of all agencies involved. Now, one thing I'm very curious about there is where they mention utilities dug up the road shortly before the collapse. That's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Not that I'm implying anything, of course, so I wouldn't dream anything of the sort. Now, I mentioned a screen dump earlier. This is very interesting. Dear all, I saw the following today. Is the surprising find anything new? This was dated the 19th of October. They call it a sinkhole. It ain't a sinkhole, it's a road collapse. After a 20-metre-long hole in a Surrey street left residents facing months of disruption, now the council wants to investigate a surprising find. What surprising find is that, I wonder? What's under there? What's the delay? Businesses are suffering, residents are suffering, through traffic is suffering, costs are going up, businesses can't open. What's the surprising find? Get the fricking hole filled in and let people get their lives back, and more importantly, compensate them. Now, Matt Furness is the Cabinet Member for Highways, Transport and Economic Growth that seems to be involved in this. Thank you for your email. I attached the previous email I sent you with the utility information that we hold through the area. Liability has not yet been established. However, liability not been established. However, we do know the water released was the main cause for the collapse. SES Water have not released the forensic report on the pipe. The drop-in sessions are to allow residents to run through the reconstruction of the road if they wish. The road repair is solely a Surrey Highways matter and does not involve other agencies. So you can see it starting right there. So I'll tell you a story. We have a road that leaves my area, the Thanet Way, we call it locally, although it has a road number attached to it. And years ago, 30 years ago, it was single carriageway. And probably when I was a small boy, up until the point I was about 18, 19, they expanded it, basically turned it into a dual carriageway. Budget problems, all sorts of stuff over that period of time. Long and short of it, a lot of it was built on or over the top of clay. And a few years ago, we had a really, really large amount of rainfall, really bad. It sunk under the road surface. Ever since then, you get bumps and potholes and cracks, and there's a few nasty ones there. So the point I'm trying to make is, what's under all these roads? Who's responsible for making sure this stuff doesn't happen? Was there a repair that went wrong? If so, what repair? What utility? Who's responsible? What did they do? Where's the work report? Where's the accountability? Come on. People are owed money. Dear Matt, thank you. Has the forensic report been finalised yet? Or if not, is there a time scale? As you know, my main interest is the impact of the disruption and the loss of income the businesses in the village have endured for many months. I realise it's a complex matter, but it would seem reasonable for businesses to at least receive an interim payment as soon as liability is established. Is there a planned date for reopening the road, as I am sure knowing a date would help businesses, especially A+. Now, remember the picture with A+. It's almost like a bomb's gone off in front of their premises and they can't do anything. Come on. I mean, look at it. It really stinks of, you know, whose fault is it? It's not my fault. We're not going to pay out. Oh, just get the road filled in. Get people back up and running. And this is the last email from Matt Furness. The aim is to open the road by December. The report will have to be submitted by SES alongside any claims made. Sorry, I can't help any further. Kind regards, Matt Furness. I wash my hands of all this. Next. February, the road collapsed. November, they're talking about fully opening it in December. One of the major businesses in the area has had to close their doors since February. I wonder how much stock they had in the shop, not thinking the bloody road was going to collapse. Unbelievable, isn't it? Well, I'll bring you as much as I can, as often as I can, and talk about this as much as I can. You know, once the information gets fed in, we can get it out there and get people knowing about it. We need eyes on this. We need public knowledge of this. Yes, the road will probably be repaired. Yes, everything will go back to what it should be with regard to road surfaces and through traffic and access and everything else. But I have to ask, why has this gone on since February? If this was China, it would have been fixed in 3 days, probably less. And probably the most important one of all, who's accountable? Who do we go to for losses? What caused the road to collapse in the first place? Was it a dodgy repair of some description? Was it not backfilled and laid again properly? Whose fault is it? Get your wallet out. You owe somebody some money. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, hit the like button, share my stuff, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.